Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, so much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us go hand in hand, because this is our land.
So come let us walk hand in hand, because this is our land. We have to make it better for our children and children. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour, and specifically this segment where I will speak, laying a solid foundation for reasoning. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. I want to start off by saying about 2 days ago, someone called me and said, "Hey, Kem, look at my situation." That particular person has a person in that house, elderly person in that house, living with a disability. So they heard about the $10,000 constituency allowance given to all MPs, those on the government side and those on the opposition side. That is one thing you can say about the NDC administration. They gave everybody equally that $10,000 every month as constituency allowance. So that person told me that he went to an opposition MP's office. So they reached out to the opposition MP saying, "Well, look, I have someone in my house, a family member, an elderly person with a disability, and just need a ramp. Do you understand what, or do you know what is a ramp?" A ramp is really some concrete or wooden structure that someone with a wheelchair or someone with a disability can easily maneuver, navigate, get to and from their home instead of having to either go down on their bottom or on their knees and fight to get in. So they approached that MP for assistance because they heard about the $10,000 constituency allowance. And that person was turned down. That individual was told, "Well, go to the government. Go to somebody in the government for them to build that ramp. Simple ramp that would cost less than $2,000. Simple, right? But it speaks to something broader. You have 5 opposition MPs elected. One who is no longer with the NNP, that's Peter David. But you have 4 with the NNP, and I'm referring to the opposition, 5 of them, right? So you have 4 with the NNP and 1 who says that he's independent. But I am saying there must be some level of responsibility on the part of those who are collecting taxpayers' money. The mere fact that you're collecting $10,000 every month, $120,000 a year annually, you must show what you are doing with that money. Because I understand that some of those MPs on the opposition side, not all of them, but some of them, are actually dealing with a supermarket, saying to the supermarket, well, I'm doing hampers on a monthly basis. And this is the amount of hampers I want to prepare. And this is the cost. Give me an invoice. And while they don't organize or prepare the hampers, it reflects on the invoice that these are the goods that they got for the purpose of hampers, preparing hampers. So the supermarket or shopkeeper gets the money because an invoice was issued, no hamper, nothing like that went to anybody. And the cash then is given to the MP. That's clean money now. They don't have to issue any invoice thereafter. That's clean money. $8,000 worth of hampers, even though nobody received hamper or hampers. But they got the money, so they're now using that money for their political work. They're now using that money to help their supporters. And I'm referring to the opposition, some of the opposition MPs, some, not all, but some. So there must be some level of accountability. And we are calling on the parliament, because we understand that is where everything is done. We are calling on the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Keto, to give us more assurance. And not only that, there is a need for accountability from all the MPs, especially those on the opposition side. Because if you look, I took time this morning to look at all 5 of the opposition MPs' Facebook page and their Instagram. And I cannot see a thing that they are doing in their constituency. Not one thing. And I'm asking the question because, politicians love to show off what they are doing, and nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. So if you are utilizing that money to do things in your constituency, you should be showing off, highlighting it, showing the world what you're doing. $10,000 is a lot of money. But something as important as a ramp, even if you're not doing concrete, do a wooden ramp for that particular family with someone in there with a disability. You rejected them and you're saying to them, go to the government. Go to the government. And you wonder. But I remember our beloved Prime Minister saying, but wait, he didn't get his $10,000. But he continues to do a lot of good things in his constituency with the support of his constituents, private sector, and his personal money. But everybody beating their chest as MPs that they got $10,000 and they receive this amount. But I want to know about the opposition MPs. What are they doing with that $10,000 that they are receiving? Because if it was up to me, they would not get one dime. Not one dime. If it was up to Kem Jones. Because I will not give guns to the Indians. I would not do that. Because it would come back and haunt me. I will not feed my enemy politically. I would not do that because I would give them strength to come back and fight me. So if it was up to me, the opposition MPs will not get 1 cent. And we heard about vehicles that will be assigned to all of them, right? Taxpayers' money again. If it was up to me, I would not give them. Let them find their way. Because you see, they're ungrateful and they're disingenuous. Show us what you are doing in your constituency with that $10,000 constituency allowance. What are you doing with it? I want to know, the people want to know. Because if a person comes to you, they have somebody in their house with a disability, just to build a ramp, something as simple as a ramp, you rejected them and you open your mouth and say, go to the government, go to the minister this and minister that. I mean, come on. Come on.
Whether it's support for glasses and medical assistance, support for small businesses, we are doing all of this in St. David's. But I pause here, Mr. Speaker, to say that I may invite the residents and the constituents of St. David's to come down to the Parliament building and to protest on their behalf, because as the Prime Minister and a Member of Parliament for St. David's, I am yet to be paid this much talked about $10,000 constituency allowance. And it's not a laughing matter, Mr. Speaker. I want us to appreciate something. I'm the Member of Parliament for St. David's. I happen to be in the party that won the most seats and was the political leader at the time I was made the Prime Minister. There are 3 branches of the state: the Parliament, the Executive, and the Judiciary. The Executive is responsible to the Parliament. The Parliament is not responsible to the Executive. So when the Executive passed into law at last budget that a $10,000 constituency allowance should be given to an MP, Mr. Speaker, I don't need to open no bank account to get the $10,000. Whether it's $10,000 in cash, whether it's $10,000 in check, you need to give me the money so that I can represent and help support the people of St. David's. And I can account for the money, whether it's cash, whether it's check, because it's the same thing all everybody else have to do. If I spend it, I get a receipt for it. And I notice there's talk about we appreciate it. I haven't heard a single report as to how this money has been spent by members on the other side, which they got. 10 by 12 is 120,000. We're going into the 15th month.
Yeah, that's a very important point our beloved Prime Minister is making. He is saying all the talk, they glad for the money and they receiving the $10,000 constituency allowance and they wish they could get more. That's the opposition side. But not a report was laid before Parliament detailing the things that they did with the money or doing with the money. And that is a cause for concern. And I am calling on our government to cut this $10,000 allowance from the opposition MPs. And also, do not give them any vehicle because they would use it for political purposes to advance their political agenda. Cut it. You need to make them struggle while in opposition. They should never get an easy ride. Never. And we have to call them out on it. Because I stated to you, some, not all of them, what they are doing. Yes, they would say they're doing hamper distribution and they need to buy this and give the poor and the vulnerable within the constituency a hamper. I mean, the majority of people that they give stuff or do anything for is really their people. But it's like a simple way to wash the money. It's like a simple way to wash the money. Not all of them, but some, right? They would go to a supermarket or a big shop in the constituency who is loyal to them and say, hey, here is the deal. I want you to tabulate and then do an invoice for $6,000 worth of items or $7,000 worth of items. And while I'm not going to collect it, but you're going to get the check, you're going to get the money, and you're going to do an invoice, and I will submit that invoice as 50 hampers distributed or 30 hampers distributed. To who? Nobody. And then they take that money and they use it for their political stuff to help their people and to do whatever they want. And this is scary. There is a need for accountability where that money is concerned, because somebody approaching an opposition MP who gets on a monthly basis that $10,000 just for assistance with a ramp, and even if you're not doing a concrete one, do a wooden one to assist that person with disability, but you turn that person down. You turn that person down, and you would open your mouth and say to them, go by the government, go by this minister. They will help you. They have the money. I mean, this is wrong in every shape or form or fashion. And we have to call it out. But the government must act by cutting this $10,000 constituency allowance from those opposition MPs. Because there is enough reason to do so. Because we are seeing what the government MPs are doing with the money. We are seeing the little projects and programs and things that they are running. But I am saying, what's about the opposition MPs who are elected? We want to know what they're doing with the 10,000 constituency allowance. And we hear talk about them getting a vehicle. They should not get. They should be using a donkey to go around. They should not be afforded any vehicle paid by taxpayers. They would abuse it, in my belief. You see, politics is not something that you play around with. In other words, you do not arm your enemies. You do not make your enemies politically happy or comfortable. Because once they're comfortable, it will be used against you. They're going to fight you. One, you increase the pay, the salary to $5,000. From $3,000 to $5,000. I think 3,000 something to $5,000. The senators again from I think 1,200 to 3,500, something like that. So you increase their money. All of them in opposition working somewhere else because they're not in government. They are working somewhere else, collecting a hefty sum every month. A hefty sum. So when you add that $5,000 to what they're collecting from where they're working, and I could tell you about one who working for over $5,000 at a particular institution. And then they get in that $5,000 every month. You have one again who is a lawyer. Just think about it. And guaranteed that $5,000 every month. Even if you have parliament or not. Because some months there is little or no activity in the parliament. But they're being paid every month $5,000. Senators, I think, 3,500, somewhere around there. But I am saying all of this to say they are becoming extremely comfortable with getting all this money, and they're still attacking you, government, They're still attacking the ministers of government, and they have all kind of stuff to say about our beloved prime minister and where he's living and the residence and the travel and all kind of stuff like that. But they are getting more and more comfortable because they are working, doing their own work, their personal work, and collecting every month still from government a salary of $5,000. And then they have constituency allowance of $10,000. And then we have them getting a vehicle. We have to think again. We have to think again and rethink. Politics is a very, very serious sport or thing. You cannot. And look, I initially wanted to do a petition, but in investigating, and Akim asked the question, petition means nothing in Grenada. It means nothing in Grenada. It's not like the United States. It's not like Canada. It's not like the United Kingdom and so on. It means nothing here. So it will be a waste of time. We have to call on our government to act and cut this money out from these people. And there is enough reason to do it. They need to cut this money because these people are too comfortable. If a person with disability comes to you just for a ramp, you're going to reject them and you would tell them, go to the government, go to the minister. Come on. But you're getting that money. You, the opposition MP, collecting that money. And if you're collecting that money, you should utilize it back on the constituents, the people in the constituency. Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how you doing?
I just learned that this money, some of them they owe while in office. So they're paying back the people that they owe and they're using this money to do what they have to do now.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And based on how you explain with this voucher making and nothing going on, it could be have some truth in that.
All right. One love.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, well, you see, this program is founded on truth. And I don't come on this program and say anything without investigating, without getting to know the actual fact. I don't just speak like this. And I am saying our government should mandate that there be more accountability when it comes to the $10,000 constituency allowance. If it was up to me, I will cut it. Because look, I have no pity and no sympathy for the opposition MPs. I want to see them lose their seat. I want to see them weaker politically. That's me. Because I am not in this as this nice guy playing nice with these people. Because if they get a chance back in power, they will cut it from those now, once they're in opposition. They would cut it. And they don't care. They don't care. Look, the NNP, they're brutal politically, you know. They're brutal politically. And they would do these things and sleep good at nights. And I am simply saying the $10,000 should be used within your constituency to do things within your constituency. And you should account for it. Say how you spend it and show proof of how you spend it. That's important. But again, I repeat, the government should cut this 10,000 allowance from all the opposition MPs. Cut it. Simple. and do not give them any vehicle, because they would abuse it. They would use it for their political stuff. Because there is no accountability where the $10,000 constituency allowance is concerned. Well, particularly from the opposition MPs in terms of producing a report and having that in the parliament. We want to see. We want to know that's taxpayers' money. At least some of them need to, they need to come forward. But I thought I should speak about that first and foremost on the program this morning, because it is important. You could imagine that elected MP telling that constituent, that person who is from that constituency, has someone in the house with a disability who is on a wheelchair, saying to that person, go to the government, go to the minister. They're tricky, you know. But that's how they do it. And they don't care. They don't care. So they send that person to the minister of government to ask for it, when they could easily do it. Easy. A ramp? How much would it cost? It might even be less than $1,000 if you're not doing concrete. And if you're doing concrete, it depends on how far it is from the road, right? And if you do a strip, just a strip, maybe you just have to do a little culvert, and then you have you case up, you cast that, and then you do a strip wide enough for the wheelchair to pass. Simple like that. And then something to go into the house. Simple thing like that. But you would say to the person, go to the minister, go to the MP. We have to call on our government to do more, because you cannot just put these resources in the hands of the Speaker of the House, because he's a churchman, and nothing wrong being a churchman. Think he's a Seventh-day Adventist. Nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to politics, church and politics don't mix. Sometimes you need a headliner, somebody going to say, hey, you need to report every month what you do with the money. And if you fail to do so, you're not getting any $10,000 the following month. That's how it's supposed to be. And there are those who we know of who stockpiling it, who banking it up, because they are only required to report on a yearly basis, on an annual basis. That is what we understand. So they're banking it up. Every month they're getting 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and they're banking it up, they're stockpiling it. And coming closer to the end of the year, well, boy, they would utilize that to do X and utilize that to do Y, and that's how they do it. We need to call on our government for more accountability when it comes to that $10,000 constituency allowance given to the opposition MPs. We have to challenge them, because remember, politics is competitive. And if they're getting that money easily and they're doing whatever they want with it, what you expect would happen in their constituency? Because all a person needs to be happy in Grenada, in some of those constituencies, is $200 every month, Yeah. So you're talking about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So every month, you're rotating it. That's $5,000. 25 people getting $200. Yeah? And if you decide to give the whole 10, that's 50 people in your constituency. Over a 10-month period, that's 500 people. And if you add the next 2 months, then you're looking at 510 people getting that money in a year. That's politics right there. Right there and then. And then the other year, you continue with another 510. And the other year, another 510. And in some of these constituencies, all you need to win is 2,000 votes, right? That's all you need to win. You don't need much. Election results. Election results, right? 2022. That's all you need. You look at some of the votes that some of these MPs got, right? Just look at it. You don't have to be a genius. Let's look at the opposition MPs. Kate Lewis, she got 2,190 votes. That's all she got. And she didn't beat Tessa Sincere by much, Tessa got 1,864 votes. Not by much. But just look at it. 2,190 votes. And then you look at Emlyn Pay. She only got 1,893 votes. Just think about the numbers, right? For a moment. Think about the numbers. Forget about everything else. Think about the numbers. You look at Keith Mitchell. All he got was 2,211 votes. Very small amounts. Nothing significant. Clarice Modeste, all she got was 1,470 votes. That's all. So in the scheme of things, and not just looking at the MPs on the opposition side, Peter David got 1,329 votes. Just think about it. Just for a moment, think about it. What this $10,000 could do if utilized strategically to get the political results that you want. Come on. This thing is easy like 1, 2, 3. So you spend that money on some of these people during the year, and then you do other things. And you keep them happy. You keep them happy all during the year. And when election time comes, they're going straight and vote for you. So this thing is, and that is why I said yesterday, if you have 4,000 people registered in your constituency, right? 4,000. You don't need all 4,000 people to vote for you. You don't. So, typical example, in St. Andrew Northwest, where the Honorable Delma Thomas won, you have, well, at the time of the election, 4,798 people were registered to vote. But 3,680 people voted out of that. All right? And I'm saying the Honorable Delma Thomas got 1,898 people to vote for her. The Honorable Gloria Thomas got 1,767 people to vote for her. All right? So here it is. If I'm in that constituency and I want to win, all I need to do is to make 2,000 people happy. That's all. Or 2,300 people happy. Give them assistance, check on them, make sure that they're okay. That's all. When election time comes around, because I build a relationship with these people, it would be easy to get them to go and vote for me, pick up who needs to be picked up to vote for me. By the time 12 o'clock, I already know that I won that seat. By the time 12, you see the picture. These things are not rocket science. All these MPs, plenty people didn't vote for some of these people, You see Peter David beating his chest like King Kong as though he's some popular what and what. The guy only got 1,329 votes in his constituency. Just that. The Honorable Claudia Joseph almost beat the guy now. So these guys are not that popular, not liked, and how people portraying them. All you need to do is to target a certain amount of people within the constituency. You cannot get everybody. That is why I said you can't be thinking that you're a Superman or Superwoman and you could get everybody in that constituency to support you. It would not happen. Just focus on the amount of people you need to win the seat by. Because you're not a priest. You don't have to give everybody horse or bread and wine. And even if you're a priest, you have to be commune and conform to get, well, at least commune to get the bread and the wine. Even in a funeral, even if you're in church, even if you're in a big open space for some event, you still have to be commune and confirmed. Same thing in the politics. If you conform your supporters and you commune them with giving them, assisting them, knowing their needs and their wants and so on, and making sure that you attend to it and you focus on them, making sure that they are registered, making sure that they know what time they have to go out and vote, the polling station to vote, and all these different things. It will be easier for you when the election time comes around. And once you're in government, you can use the resources of the state to advance your agenda, to advance your cause, to make sure that out of that 4,000 people, you have 2,010, 2,050 locked down that you know, and you could call them by name. You could say where the house is. You could see how much children in the house registered. When their birthday, you would be forced to bring some birthday card or some gift for them. Right? This is not rocket science. If someone in that house is ill or sick, you're the first to go to the hospital and bring a get well card or a bouquet of flowers for them. If they're having a wedding, a party, you're the first to know because you build a relationship with them. This thing is basic. They're calling you first. They have your number. And once you build a relationship with them, you can't go wrong. When election time comes around, it's easy, like 1, 2, 3. You have the resources of the state to advance that cause. And that is how the NNP used to win all 15 seats. You wondered, when Joan Webley came here, Joan Webley taught them, and mind you, I was wrong, all right, taught them that you don't need to be a genius, you don't need to be a Superman or a Superwoman wanting all the people in your constituency to support you. There will be people in your constituency who will be unhappy with you even if you're doing good things. Just target the amount you need to win. Just target the amount you need to win. That's all. That's all. Identify your supporters. Make sure that they're happy. And identify those who are in the middle, who are happy with government and happy with you. And you're good to go. When the election time comes, you're just going to pick up, drop, vote. By the time 12 o'clock, you already declare you win your seat. You don't guess in this. It should never be a guess game. Never. And these things are fundamental. These things are basic. Very, very basic. So I thought I should talk about this morning. The first. Secondly, there is a need to balance ministerial work and constituency work as government MPs or ministers. You have to balance it. Because yes, you can be doing a fantastic job as a minister of government. Because I check some of them pages. the pages this morning. All right. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Kim.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, Kim, I think you're correct. That $10,000 is taxpayer money, and nothing should be a done deal. You always would have to review any initiative in order to be effective. In order for it to be efficient and properly fit for purpose, you must review it. So if issues to be resolved, then it has to be reviewed, direction set. I could give one suggestion that persons who are in need, they could apply to the constituency office or whatever, and then the monies or whatever it is made available to the person through the parliament, not necessarily just blanketly given to representatives and just waiting half of the year or whatever for a report which would be kind of helter-skelter, you know. So it should be reviewed and look to improving it as time go by. How people access those monies and get improvement. Otherwise, it will just be a waste of taxpayers' money. So it should be reviewed.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, good, man. I support you on that.
All right. Thank you very much there. Yes, so while it's not a call-in program, thank you very much there, caller. So I am saying there must be a balance between your ministry and your constituency work. And, well, I shouldn't even say a balance, an imbalance. There should be more constituency work, political work and constituency work being done than the ministerial work. Because you have a PS, you have senior officers within your ministry, you can follow up, you can make sure that things are done, and you can do your work in your constituency. There must be a balancing act. There are a lot of MPs who are ministers of government, and they think that, you know, taking a photo at some conference or some meeting or something of that sort would get them somewhere politically. It will not. There must be a balancing act. And while we know that you will travel, you would do government work, that is all okay. But there must be a balancing act when it comes to ministerial duties, you doing X, Y, and Z, and your political work in your constituency. Because I have been monitoring all the MPs' Facebook page and Instagram and following what is happening. So I'm not guessing this. There has to be a balancing act, because it will be too late for you to then run like a headless chicken under the cuckoo in your constituency trying to do all kind of stuff. But if you build that relationship now, if you do regular visits, if you know the needs and wants of your people, and you identify your supporters and you can help them in any way possible, and you can check on them often and so on, that is what's supposed to happen. You have to balance the thing, right? You have to balance the thing. Show more of what you're doing in your constituency. Highlight that. GIS is there to highlight your ministerial stuff, right? Focus. And there are some, if you look at the Facebook page, you wonder if they were not doing anything for months. But they're doing stuff, but they're not uploading it. They're not featuring it. They're not highlighting it. That has to change. That must change. Because that's where people go for information. We're living in 2025. When I do a program on this, the station, and you know, YouTube and Facebook, people go back, they go check, they listen. Thousands of people. I'm not speaking to 100 people. Thousands of people. And that's just the fact. So you have to understand that. And also, while on PR, there seems to be a lazy kind of mood creeping in with some of the PR people that is responsible for certain ministries. They don't want to do a video of a project that would give political mileage to that person, that minister, or the government. But they would do a release or take some photos and do some caption. Utter rubbish. In 2025, do reels. Look at our beloved Prime Minister. Look at him. Look at this reel. Look at this. Look, it's just simple. You don't need to be a genius. Look at this reel, right? Look at this. It's a long-time NDC supporter. He visited, he's in a constituency visiting. Look at this. This is our Prime Minister walking with an elderly person. Yes, she's a long-standing NDC supporter in the area. But look at this. You don't need to be a genius. If you see this, it speaks to humility. It speaks to caring. It speaks to looking out for the elderly. It speaks to love. That's leadership. Just something as simple as that. You think it's only the Prime Minister who...
Minister, good morning.
Huh? And look, the Prime Minister is calling the person inside of that house in her name. Right? And you see the Honorable Delma Thomas, Honorable Andy Williams there. But I am saying, folks, just something as simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah. A reel. How much seconds? 45 seconds. 45 seconds. So some of those ministers and so on, you have PR people in your ministry. But they are just something as simple as that. They don't want to do it. They don't. Only a release. People don't read things anymore like before. And read and write up and all kind of nonsense. People of visual aid, they want to see. Not just a picture, video. Right? Look at the Honorable Tevin Andrews, for example. Right? They did a real very short on the Leicester RC School playground that they just did. Look at this. Video, real, instant. Look at it. Look at it. You don't need to be a genius. Look at it. Well put. I see this. And I get it be deeper, closer, and I would appreciate the MP more. That's real. Honorable. Look at this. Yes. You don't need to be a genius in PR. Understand how important these things are. Right? But there are some PR people in some of those ministries. They are lazy. Lazy. So all they do is some release and some photo or some stupidness, and they sit there, whatever, in some ministry. Let them go out. Let them go out there. Do reels. You have projects happening in your constituency, happening in your ministry. Let them do these short videos. Short and professional. Short and professional. That is what they have to do. Simple as that. This thing is not no rocket science. We're living in 2025. The technology exists. And come on. There are some things that you could just do a photo of. Okay. But more has to be done. You hear me? And I could give you other examples. The Honorable Andy Williams. You see that he's doing short videos, reels. The Honorable Ron Redhead, short videos, reels. Highlighting the things that they are doing in their constituency. That's what has to happen. People need to know. And most people consume information from the internet, from social media. That's a fact. How many people watch news on TV like before? No, they watch it online. That's what they do. So there is a need for that. Every time you look at some of those ministries, just a release, some photo and some caption and some, go and do a reel, a short video of the thing. Open your mouth and detail. Tell people what it's about, what the government is doing. Some of those PR folks, they were there under NNP. So they don't want to do the work to give the government any push to highlight the government and the ministers, the work that they are doing. Wet their seat and tell them there is no way to sit down inside here. Go in the field and do your work. and produce little reels, little short videos detailing things that are being done by government from a ministry perspective. And then the MPs, those ministers, you need to get somebody who's politically savvy, somebody who is, and employ that person within the ministry, but give them the task of following you around and highlighting what you're doing. We're living in the age of technology. Very soon, our beloved Prime Minister will be doing a kind of social media blitz, kind of, I don't want to say a podcast, but something similar where you can communicate, right? Communicate with him directly. And he would be answering questions and discussing, things with you. That's the idea. But we want to see all the MPs doing things similar. You may not be able to do it like him, but do similar things. It is important. Very, very important. Right? And lastly, the teaching hospital. Panames called this morning on the, somebody calling me often. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Ken.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You finished with the program?
No.
Oh, call me. Call me in connection with that ramp when you finish.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right. So I'm saying that so somebody called it. So I'm saying the new teaching hospital. So Panames, the guy used to be talking for the NNP, and now he's talking for the movement. Some movement. I don't know what it is. Some movement that Peter David has. Some kind of rubbish like that. So he's talking for them now. The guy called this morning and spoke about the new hospital. We don't need a new hospital. We don't need. Well, let me tell you why we need a new hospital. All right? Or why we need this hospital. Let me tell you why. We need a modern, climate-smart teaching hospital facility.
Welcome to Grenada, the spice island of the Caribbean. Known for its breathtaking beauty, vibrant culture, and now a beacon of medical excellence and innovation. The government of Grenada proudly presents the new Hopevale Climate Smart Medical City. Located in the parish of St. David, this 84-acre medical city is set to revolutionize healthcare, education, and tourism, not just in Grenada, but across the OECS. At the core of this transformation is the new state-of-the-art Smart Research Hospital. Designed with patient-centered care and community engagement in mind, it will provide value-based specialist care, innovation healthcare solutions, industry-leading medical training, and cutting-edge research. From advanced medical oncology and reconstructive plastic surgery to physical therapy, fertility treatment, stem cell therapy, and more, the medical complex and annex will offer a wide range of specialized services, ensuring comprehensive care for all. Adjacent to the hospital, a large medical complex will house private sector and grant-funded services, including a biotech incubator and accelerator, fostering medical and technological advancements. The complex also conveniently features a 4-star luxury hotel, providing comfortable accommodations for recuperating patients, individuals receiving outpatient care, family members and visitors alike. Staff and student accommodations will be located within the medical city, providing easy commutes and an elevated team member experience. With dedicated retirement homes alongside beautiful private residences for doctors, hospital executives, and returning nationals, the complex ensures a holistic, community-centered environment for all. Sustainability is at the forefront, with a solar plant providing renewable energy and supporting Grenada's commitment to eco-friendly initiatives. A vibrant array of restaurants, shops, and entertainment facilities, along with fitness and wellness centers, will create a lively and engaging community atmosphere. Beautifully manicured parks, walking, running, and biking trails will offer serene spaces for relaxation and recreation, enhancing the well-being of residents, patients, and visitors alike. Seamlessly connected by a well-designed road network and ample parking ensures easy access to all facilities, providing an efficient experience for everyone. The Hopevale Medical City will be a cornerstone of Grenada's medical and retirement tourism industries, attracting individuals worldwide with its promise of high quality in an environment unmatched in beauty and tranquility. Located just 20 minutes from the capital, St. George, and the airport, Grenada offers an English-speaking, safe, and scenic Caribbean destination conveniently accessible from North America, Europe, and the Latin American region.
Yes, thank you there, Miss Etienne. You did a good, narration of that project. But hear this, why we need a teaching hospital facility. SGU, on an annual basis, would have students leaving here, all right? Hello? 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 Hello, hi? Hi?
Hey, Kim, just good morning.
Good morning.
I call it to give a joke.
All right.
My daughter don't stays me.
Uh-huh.
She's a diet NNP.
Right.
I see she well dressed. So she goes. She should do what she had to win parliament in the stadium to do a parliament inside the stadium.
Oh, well, maybe they have something on there.
Must be a HCC going to parliament in the stadium.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we'll wish you all the best. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right, good.
Yeah.
Take care.
Okay, baby.
All right.
Hear me.
Yes.
If you don't hear me, that I call me for this weekend again and tell
Right.
me about the state. Let me take it. I will still come and pick it up.
All right. No
I
problem.
want to go behind you.
No problem. All right. One love. All right. Yeah, don't worry. That's mommy kind of making like a peep at our daughter. All right. So SGU, every year, they have hundreds of students who would leave Grenada and go to the United States or the United Kingdom and complete the practical aspect of their training. You understand? Right? Hello? Hey?
Morning.
Morning, hey?
You know, I have a quick thing to tell you. Quick.
Uh-huh.
What happened? You see on the tour there, where the boaters come from Carrico?
Right.
After I give them some fire. I'm about 3 times I go there. And then people in the back there, either they're in jail. The police man open the gate, 8 o'clock and 8:15. They come in and open the gate in the morning.
Yeah?
That happened to meet somebody this morning.
Well, that's not
They
good.
went to jail.
All right.
Where them people are bringing a good
Yeah, I know, yeah. All right. No problem. Thanks for letting me know. One love.
Not one second time, not third time.
All right. One love. Cool. Yes. So you see, folks, how busy my phone. These folks don't know that I'm still on, to be fair to them. But that's how busy my phone would be on a daily basis. Right? Throughout the day. People would call me from every angle in Grenada, Carrico, and Petit Martinique, letting me know what is happening, what is going down. So when I speak on this program, I'm not guessing. All right? Every single day, this thing happens. Consistently so. So I am grounded, right? I'm rooted. So I know what's going down throughout. It's not a guess game. I'm not guessing this. All right? That's important. So just saying that the SGU, getting back to topic, SGU would send these students in the United States or the United Kingdom but that is kind of compulsory. They have to do the practical aspect of their training or studies. It's called practicum. So when they leave, the person who is renting for them, because they're a tenant in some building in the south or on island, that would be vacant. The supermarket that depends on them coming and buy things there, that would be fewer and they would get less sale. The taxi or the rental or the nightclub that depends on these students, that would be emptier or fewer. All right? So you see, some people don't understand the ripple effect that this would have on the economy. And then, if you have a teaching hospital facility, you would have specialist doctors in that teaching hospital facility. And they prefer to deal with a live patient, a person who is alive and well, not some mannequin or some dead body. They prefer to deal with somebody alive and well. You have to understand this, Understand this thing. So people who are patients looking for cardio assistance, some problem with the heart or some pulmonary issue, some issue with the lungs or some, we can go on and on, eye or foot or some bone, all the medical terms, all these different things. They can get the assistance right here on island. And there will be people coming from way and way for assistance, medical help and assistance and care right here. Medical tourism or health tourism. So you have to look at the broader picture. The hospital where it is in St. George's General Hospital, because it's close to the sea, nearly everything is in there is getting rusting, right? So it's rusting. It's corrosion is taking place. The salt, the sea, the blast. And in the medical field, nearly everything they make is metal. Not all, but nearly all, metal. Even the beds you see at the hospital, rusting. Things in the kitchen. And we can go on and on. Speak to the nurses, speak to the doctors, speak to the orderlies, speak to the people that will tell you. The sea blast is affecting it. You have packing issues. You go to a hospital, you have nowhere to pack. Just think about it now. That's barbaric, isn't it? Nowhere to pack. We can go on and on. The location again. For some people, you might be sick in St. George's. You can't go up that step. You can't go up the other end. It's a logistical nightmare. So there's a need for that teaching hospital facility. But some people, they could only yap. So Panames, Devon Romain, you listen to the program. So I hope you learn a thing or two this morning. Folks, the St. George Northeast Constituency branch, their cruise is coming up. Their cruise is on the 24th of May. Saturday, 24th of May, Rum Runner 2, ticket $75, food inclusive, drinks on sale. Boarding time 7 p.m. That's the Honorable Ron Redhead, Brilliant Colors night cruise. It's a night cruise. Music by DJ Danny D and Killer Sound System. All right, so support them. I also know that the South, the women in the South, progressive women, I think they're having a cake sale at Camahan Park. I don't know the date, but Mother's Day is coming up. They're having a cake sale there too. All right, so quite a bit is happening. Don't forget, we are going to Carriacou on June the 21st. Tickets, the Osprey, right? So we're going up with the 2 Ospreys. Tickets, $100 for a ticket, $100 for a ticket to go up to Carriacou to celebrate with the Honorable Tevin Andrews. We go to Paradise Beach. We would have a wonderful time. All right? Drinks on sale, eats on sale, music, You're free to go wherever you want in Carriacou. Enjoy Carriacou. We're gonna have a kind of motorcade around Carriacou to see some of the things that the Honorable Tevin Andrews is doing. So, things are happening. All right. So again, it's $100. I have tickets. Ricky in St. George's, he has tickets at the bar, and they're going fast. All right, they're going fast. So holler at me. I'll keep the tickets for you. Some people reached out to me yesterday. I'll just hold it down for you until, some people looking forward to the 15th of this month to get a pay, or month end. You go work it out. You know how he does do it. And then the group of people in New York, there's a group of people in New York who organize an event in New York for in my name for the 31st of May, Saturday, 31st of May. The Honorable Ron Redhead, the Honorable Ian Thomas, and the humble servant will be there in attendance at that event. Tickets, $40. Well, it's a donation. Donation, $40. Tickets are available for that in New York right now. So if you're in New York and you need a ticket, you can pick it up. I can give you the name and the people you can pick it up by. There are quite a number of people selling it or, have it in their possession. So if you are interested, please holler at just $40. All right? $40. They can get the tickets to you. It's in Brooklyn. So, 618 East 87th Street is the backyard. It's called the backyard. So it's a fundraiser. It's a good event for you to attend. Music, food, vibes, good vibes. All right? It's a nice light evening to enjoy in the backyard. So don't forget that. Folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back with you tonight in the hub starting from 8 in the PM. All right? Bye for now.